Ethereum merge is slated for September 19th. Now, this is a soft timeline, and the news is coming from Tim Biko's Twitter, but we do have an article from Coinbase as well to read through to get additional information. The merge will see Ethereum switch from energy-intensive proof-of-work consensus. You want to make a crypto miner mad, you call it energy-intensive proof-of-work consensus method. That's how you do it, all right? To a more efficient proof-of-stake system. Less secure, centralized. Stop it, you're hurting. This hurts. Tim Biko of Ethereum Foundation projected this week that the merge, Ethereum's long-anticipated transition to a new design, might take place the week of September 19th. The merge will see Ethereum switch from the energy-intensive proof-of-work consensus mechanism brought to the fore by Bitcoin to a more efficient proof-of-stake system. In addition to slicing the network's energy use by 99.95%, some proof-of-stake proponents believe that switching mechanisms will introduce security and scaling benefits. How? First of all, they got rid of all the scaling. That's done. They're not doing that anymore. They gave up. They gave up on that. All right. So just take that idea, throw it in the garbage, because they aren't doing that anymore. There's no sharding happening. There's no sharting happening. Well, there's a lot of sharting happening over at Vitalik Buterin's desk. Oh my God. So this is the merge time. It isn't final, but it's extremely exciting to see it coming together, was the tweet. And we can click on over to here and get the information straight. This is Tim's suggested timeline for discussion. Goerli Prater client release on the 27th or 28th of July. We'll be monitoring all of these releases. Announced 28th and 29th. Prater and Bellatrix on the 8th of August. Goerli merge on the 11th of August. All core dev on August 18th. Planned mainnet merge. This is talking mainnet, guys, for September 19th. Bellatrix in early September, and then merge 2 weeks later on September 19th. That'll be the mainnet merge on September 19th. Could be more aggressive in places. For example, could have off-scheduled all-core devs to set mainnet TTD earlier. They're talking about earlier, not later. Soft timeline here. It sounds like they're talking about earlier, not later. So don't get your hopes up. All would be subject to the Goerli merge not blowing up. Tim to make a TTD proposal for Goerli on Monday, which we'll cover on Monday for the live show at 9:45 a.m. Central Time here on this YouTube channel. And they will create a PR for comments, objections, and merge it if no pushback. Look, got to pay the piper. We already know exactly what's going to happen here. We already know that they're not going to be able to pull the staked Ethereum out like most companies are expecting. This is going to compound the issues that we see with Lido, staked Ethereum, STETH. This is going to compound the DeFi contagion, because the expectations of retail is that the merge will happen on September 19th and that they will be able to pull their Ethereum out of stake. And they will not be able to do that. You need to be very careful with the September 19th, sell the news. Like, obviously what we're seeing today in price of Ethereum is reflecting that, right? We're at 1265. That's pretty good. A 6% pump. It's outperforming Bitcoin right now. It's outperforming Bitcoin on this news because retail investors do not understand the technical workings behind this proof of stake merge. They do not understand that we are not getting to extract our staked Ethereum. They do not understand that proof of stake is going to basically introduce centralization and a lack of security to the network based on the price, which is why they need to lock down and not allow you to withdraw that staking. Centralization from the fact that a majority of these will be run already or being run in AWS, which is a data center run by Amazon for the uninitiated. This is not going to bode well. Biko, an Ethereum protocol support engineer, made a September estimate at a proof of stake implementer's call. In addition to offering a potential date for the merge, Biko gave a timeline for other major Ethereum development milestones. Though he offered a rare hard date for the merge, Biko also reportedly noted on Discord and Twitter and Ethereum community Zoom call that the timeline is very likely to change. What is the merge? Today's proof of work mechanism whereby miners compete to secure the network by solving complex computational puzzles is the consensus algorithm that secures the Bitcoin blockchain, but it has been criticized for its high energy costs. We talked about this earlier. Proof of stake versions of which have already been adopted by chains like Solana and Tezos. Solana has already been down over 7 times this year, by the way. Replaces miners with validators. Validators can stake 32 ETH with the Ethereum network for the chance to get randomly selected to add blocks, bundles of transactions to the chain. In both proof of work and proof of stake, adding blocks to the chain typically grants some rewards to the block issuer. The update from proof of work has been on Ethereum's roadmap since it first launched in 2015. But engineering complexities have caused the shift, originally dubbed Ethereum 2.0, to drag out several years. The merge is not expected. Thank you, CoinDesk. Have you been watching the channel? I love that. Originally dubbed Ethereum 2.0. I love it. Thank you. The merge is not expected to reduce Ethereum's relatively high fees and slow transaction speeds. They're not wrong. But it will have a significant immediate impact on the network's energy use. Fair enough. Last week, Ethereum's Sepolia testnet successfully switched to proof of stake. Goerli, the third and final of the 3 public testnets, will run through the merge process on August 11th. The parameters that trigger the test will be determined in the next Ethereum Foundation all-core developers call. These testnet merges, which served as sort of dress rehearsals for the real thing, each take developers one step closer to Ethereum's mainnet proof of stake upgrade. Like we said, we're expecting September 19th, and from the post here, it sounds like possibly earlier. You should be prepared for September at some point to move off of Ethereum for mining. Potentially really earlier, right? At the end of the day. And you should be prepared to take additional revenue losses initially. Now, what have we learned with the Ethereum hash rate migration? Either the home miners, right, don't have a ton of power compared to what's on the network. Well, that appears to be true. Or just the YouTube miners don't have enough. How many home miners are there compared to YouTube miners is really difficult to really understand. People that consume content like mine, Red Panda Minings, Rabid, Bitsby Trippin', a lot of great guys. Total, I think the biggest channel, for example, would be like Voss Coin at 660,000, but a lot of his crowd has moved off of mining. So let's be a little bit more conservative and say 200 to 250,000 people that watch on YouTube, and then there's a drop off, and then there were people that were going to be greedy and so on. But what we did learn is there wasn't a ton of hash rate from home miners that moved over. What does this mean? It means that there's probably a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. There's a little bit of hope there, because that means that a majority of the hash rate coming off of Ethereum is going to be large farms who are already, like Hut 8, talking about essentially changing to high power computing instead of mining, right? ASIC miners, which will only be able to move to one coin, Ethereum Classic, provided they have the firmware, or they're just dead in the water, right? And that if that is the case, then you as a home miner have a significant opportunity in other segments within the market. We also will have the exciting time of seeing what coins will find some sort of price discovery. We're starting to see some price discovery in other proof of work projects. Beam here recently, Firo, sort of hybrid proof of work. There are some things happening there. We've seen some, resurgence in Ethereum Classic here and there, but I think they're going to have a lot of trouble with those ASICs. I think what we learned from the great Ethereum hash rate migration, though, is that the people that are dedicated and currently like researching all of the cryptocurrency mining, paying attention to it from the GPU mining and home mining perspective, are not necessarily large enough to be a detriment to any given network. And the ones that are not the home miners, right? The HUD 8s and the ASIC miners and the large facilities, if they did try to move to it, are just going to shut down and liquidate or transfer into something else like high-powered computing. And so they might not be as much of a threat as we really initially anticipated. The amount of hash rate on Ethereum might not be as much of a threat to the home miner as we initially anticipated, is essentially my thesis here. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.